Hi, I'm Dymphna. Today I wanted to talk a bit about gaslighting and what that means and how it can manifest in your life, how to be aware of it, and then how, what are potential solutions for kind of removing yourself from experiencing this. So it is normally, it can be anyone in your life, so a partner, friends, family, in the workplace, in peer groups, anyone that sort of like comes across your way where normally exhibiting narcissistic behaviours. And again, there's no blame because everyone's on their own journey and they have their own healing to be done. But what we can do is take ourselves out of the situation. I talked about the drama triangle a couple of days ago and how we can kind of remove ourselves from this situation. However, it is a type of psychological abuse. And here again, I'm not talking about extreme domestic abuse situations because that's for another conversation. So it could be perhaps, if you're with a partner who's displaying narcissistic behaviour, maybe they are a narcissist, and what they're trying to do is obviously they need to feed from you. So they want your kind of energy vampire. And so it may be that they do something and then they blame you. So it could be something, because remember, we're all responsible for our own actions and how we feel and all that kind of stuff. So they do something to you and then they blame you for it, saying, well, I did this because you did that. And then you start to think it's your fault. So you kind of doubt your own sense of self, basically. So they may say, well, they come in late from work and dinner's cold and basically that's totally your fault and you're useless because you didn't get it ready on time and that kind of stuff. Or, it was ready too early and it's nothing to do with them, as opposed to just apologising and saying, thank you very much for this lovely meal that you've prepared for me. It's also scapegoating as well. So they may also say that everything's your fault. So if something happens, which is not your fault, perhaps they're late for something, or or something happens at work, it could be your fault because you didn't get them up in time or you didn't get ready in time and that kind of thing. So you start to doubt your own sense of reality and then you start taking that blame upon yourself, when in actual fact it was caused by that other person. So that's one thing. It could be in a work environment. It could be that a colleague or your boss, for example, didn't get their reporting on time, and it might be that they gave you some work to do but they didn't give you enough time, so it was your fault. It could be in a friendship group. I've experienced it recently, and I'm not outing anyone because they're not on my social media, where something happened where something negative was done towards me and I was blamed for it. So I started to think, was it my fault? And then I realised actually it wasn't my fault at all. It was more, it wasn't my fault. And I kind of looked at the drama triangle situation and thought, right, I don't want to be the victim, so I'm removing myself from this triangle. I don't need to be part of a triangle where there's perpetrators, rescuers, and me being the victim. And it could also happen in families, especially with parents as well, where, perhaps their shortcomings are your fault and you start to think it's you. So that's basically what gaslighting is. And a solution is, so basically you are being held responsible for other people's actions, and also you're being a scapegoat, and it starts to alter your state of reality, and in extreme cases it messes with your mind. So the way to and I help my clients with this, so the way to get around this is to be really self-aware, to do the healing so you're really strong inside and you are so self-aware that you spot these types of behaviour a mile off, and you can actually avoid them, not manifest them, and just stay away from them, basically. And that is one of the ways to deal with people that want to gaslight you, because they haven't done their healing and they're in this level of pain and they do something, and it's easier for them to blame someone else as opposed to doing the healing themselves, to find out where it's actually coming from. So that's just a snippet, and if you want to know more and hear more about my retreats and the programs that I do. I work with women that are really purposeful and ambitious about creating soul-led, abundant lives. And the starting point to that, before we even look at business plans, career strategies, anything, is to kind of get that understanding of self and getting ourselves in a really empowered, strong position. Anyway, I hope you're having a brilliant day.